Hey everybody, happy Friday edition of the Outlaw Workouts. First thing, have another cool announcement to make. Most of you guys had already known this, but I got a pleasant surprise delivered to my door today. Directly behind me, there's something that's going to be going up in the gym later. Check that sucker out. State Champs 2019. That's us, guys. We did it again, so we're going to have another banner up there for Barbells for Boobs. Typically, this is the month when they send out all the t-shirts as well, but I'm assuming due to the COVID-19 stuff. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm happy to talk to you about that, but there's a thing going around. Yeah, we get the t-shirts in April, so I'm assuming they're just waiting until the gyms open up so that they can send large deliveries. If you created a fundraiser page for yourself and even got any amount of money, you will have a State Champ shirt. Actually, ironically, wearing mine today, I was wearing it anyway. I think half my articles, clothing, are Barbells for Boobs stuff anyway. Let's talk about the workout and the skill. So, not an AMRAP, it is an EMOM 20. So each one of these things on here is going to be a 1-minute round, and you're going to cycle through this thing 4 times. So how do we keep score? What are the movements? Yada, yada, yada. Let's get into it. Beginning, EMOM stands for every minute on the minute, which means that you will have 60 seconds to complete each section of this workout. Beginning, 12 alternating pistols, 6 per leg. If you get 11 done at the 60-second mark, you do not get credit for that round. So you're going to have a total possible score of 20 for this workout. Keep track however you would like, but if I see a score of more than 20, you screwed it up. You can't get less than 0, so somewhere between 0 and 20. Alternate legs on that. Modifications, you can hold on to a door, a chair, whatever. I'd like to have some type of full range of motion, one-legged squat. I'll put a standard video for what a RX pistol is like in the notes as well. But we have done some pistols, and we've had some demo videos already and talked about the stuff. So another option is to do a one-legged squat onto a chair, or onto, obviously the lower you go, the harder it's going to be, the higher it is, the easier it's going to be. So if your chair is too low, put a book on it. You can alternate the height. Every few inches you change it is going to make it that much harder or easier depending on which direction you go. So pistols, we got that one out of the way. Dumbbell or kettlebell push press, or jug, or whatever the heck you got that weighs and you can put it in your hand. Push press, dip, drive, press. And you can see on here, I didn't put it down, but I'm going to add it into sugar WOD that it's just going to be 6 per side. You don't have to go 1, then 2, then 3. So you can do 6 here, 6 here, and that works. Do you want to have that fully extended arm, elbow locked out overhead every rep? If you complete it early, do not move on to the next round. You have to wait. So if you get it done in 30 seconds, cool. You get 30 seconds of rest. Take advantage of that. Rest hard. Lateral hops over your kettlebell or dumbbell or jug or whatever you have. So that is, here's my little guy here. Here's my jumpy. You're going to jump back and forth over it. So line jumps, you barely have to leave the ground. You're jumping over a credit card practically. If you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, it makes it a little harder. So even though 24 doesn't seem like a ton, it does take the wind out of you. If you've ever done bar hops before, you know that while you can get some done quick, it jacks your heart rate up. So 24 followed by dumbbell or kettlebell snatch. If you have a dumbbell, it is, I would say, a lot easier to do snatches. You will alternate every rep. So to go from the ground up overhead in one continuous motion. This is a clean and jerk. So it needs to continuously move up overhead in order to be a snatch. If you're doing this as well, from the floor up and then pressing it, that's not the explosive movement we want. We want you to pull that thing and snap it up. The reason that the kettlebell is harder is because, this isn't a kettlebell, but just imagine with me. You're going to extend and it's going to flip to the back. See how it's in the back of the hand when you're up overhead. So it's going to be flipping up overhead every round. Some people tend to smack themselves in the wrist. Counterintuitively, the faster you go and the more you whip, the less likely you are to hit yourself in that wrist or hand area. You can always wrap up with a wrist wrap or something like that to take care of that. And lastly, 1 minute of rest. So Unless you screw that up, you will get a point for that round. So I should not see anything lower than a 4, I guess, because there's 5 rounds here. You're going to cycle through this, alternating round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 total times. Again, count it if you get the reps done in the 60 seconds. Do not count it if you don't get all the reps done within that 60-second period. Questions? Cool. Booty and obliques, that's what our skill is going to be. We did something similar to this a little over a month ago, the beginning of all this stuff. And we do some glute bridges on both sides, as well as some hip taps. We've done hip taps pretty recently too. So I'm going to grab the camera and switch it around. I've got my future CrossFit Games athlete, Tyson, who wanted to be in the video today. And how can you say no? So let's get this guy going here. Tyson, how are you doing there, dude? Doing good? Hold on, I'm going to get this camera switched around for you so that we can actually see you a little bit here. Dude, well, I guess that ain't working. So, I'm just going to hold it like this. Here's what we're going to do, buddy. Go ahead and you are going to start out with the glute bridge. So he's laying on his back. So you can see he's going to extend that leg. And then he's going to lift his hips up. Go ahead and lift those hips up for me. Good. Butt goes back down. And up again. Down. Up again. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, down. So he is going to do 10 glute bridges on one leg. And then he is going to do 10 on the other. There's a 2-second squeeze at the top of that thing. So make sure you squeeze that butt. Now for the obliques, you're going to go down into a side plank onto the elbow. So go ahead and lay down there for me, Tyson. Good. So as you can see, we're going to come down here. Lifting those hips up with a pause, 2 seconds at the top, hips come down. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, down. Are these hard, Tyson?
Pretty.
Yep. So that's really all it is. We did some fast hip taps a while ago, and let me put this thing back up there. So for the movements, 10 glute bridges each side. You're going to do the right leg first, 2-second pause with each rep, squeeze that butt. Switch to the other leg. Then you're going to move on to the hip taps, 10 on one side, 10 on the other. 2 or 3 rounds. So we put 2 or 3 up there. Depends how you're feeling. It's the end of the week. We always have a big Saturday workout, hint, hint. So I'd like you to get through 2 rounds if you're up for a third and you're really working on those obliques and booty pieces. Go ahead and do it. EMOM, knock it out. Put in your score. And congratulations on State Champs.